Both Heidi and I had been in different marriages, and we'd gone to just regular churches, and we were doing just the church thing, you know, the religion, and we didn't feel fulfilled. And one day that we were driving by, it was at Christmas of 2005 on that message, when we were just driving by the church, and we saw the big sign, and we said, well, gee, you know, maybe we should check it out. And we came and we listened to that message in 2005, and I'd say that that is probably the most defining moment in our marriage together, as we realized at that time is that it was all about the relationship that we needed to have and not about religion. And we accepted Christ at that time. And then we realized that the next step of our walk with Christ is that we had to get baptized. And I'd been baptized underneath the religion, underneath the regular church religion, but I didn't feel the need. I was more going just through the steps. And this was more of I needed to do this. And then the other defining moment is when I started to go to a Quest. We talked about what was called how a father can affect his children by not doing something or not admitting that he hurt them or apologizing for certain things. And no matter how old you are, I'm 54 years old, and you think when you get to 54 that you've already gone and you've raised some boys that you pretty well got it solid. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I went through a very ugly divorce. It took 4.5 years. I had 3 boys. I kept them away from the divorce as much as possible. You couldn't keep away the hurt that they went through, and I did not realize it. I was nervous, and I called my oldest boy, who's 31 now, and then I explained to him what I was calling about, that I wanted to apologize for hurting him during the divorce. I recognized that he was hurt, and I'm sorry that I did. And he was quiet on the phone, and I'll never forget it. And he said, Dad, he said, thank you. He said, that means the world to me. And from there, I did it to each one of my other boys. They're 27 and 25 now, and they all live in different states. But I did it to each one of them, and my relationship with them has just blossomed, just absolutely blossomed. It was just unbelievable, just by accepting responsibility that I hurt them. And my youngest son is the one I was having the most difficult time with. He was around the longest during the divorce, and he saw some things.
He was less accepting of me and my 2 kids. So we had some bumps, and they have been smoothed out.
Yeah, and it started out being smoothed out is when I apologized. And he said, Dad, he said, that just shows to me what kind of a man and father that you are. And that's unbelievable, just an honest discussion. And then after that, he called up and he said that he's out in California. And he said, Dad, he said, I'd like to come out and visit you and the family. So that was accepting of wanting to come out and stay with us, and we had a lot of fun. The kids got to know their stepbrother and stuff. And what I've learned here is that it's never too late to change. My dad is 80 years old, and just a couple of months ago, he is changing because he realizes that what happened in his life, and his dad was gone a lot and stuff, and he realizes that it just perpetuated into him, and I broke that pattern. I always ask if I wouldn't have done that, if we would not have done that, if we would not have communicated and take the things that we have learned, where would our life would have been? Where would the kids of life would have been? I needed to show emotion and be involved emotionally and not just physically, and that's the key. You can never be too old to change and realize what needs to happen.